Welcome in everyone to the Larsonland podcast. I am your host, Sawyer Hill, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Dylan Bradshaw. We come on here every single Wednesday and talk about all things involving the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion, Young Money Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson was able to crack the top five for the first time in his career on Sunday at Talladega. But before we get to that, Dylan, you attended your first dirt race this weekend at All-Tech. How did that go?
Yeah, I had a great time. It was unfortunately not the best night for Kyle. Kind of qualified pretty bad, but yeah, it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the access we had to the pits and stuff. I had a chance to meet Kyle, which was really cool. Meeting Kyle in my first dirt race. So yeah, I plan to go back for anyone that hasn't already seen. Go and check out the vlog that I made for Alltech, and yeah, it was a good time, and plan to go back.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things about dirt racing that some of the people that haven't been exposed to it um, don't really get to see it's that access that you have to the pits and everything. It's so unique compared to NASCAR and really any other sport for that matter. Like you said, pretty much anybody can go their first time, and if you catch them at the right time, you can meet Kyle. Obviously, you know don't want to bother him, but I mean he's right there, and you can talk to him. And Kyle is such a nice guy. I mean Kyle really spends the time to talk to really every single fan, sign every single autograph, and there's not too many guys out there that'll do that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a great time. Nice meeting him, like I said. But yeah, just crazy the access between NASCAR and dirt. You can just walk anywhere you want, and there's really just no security anywhere. So really cool to see the car up close, and the track was pretty nice. The facility was nice. Um, Cars were fast. Unfortunately, uh, Kyle ran pretty good in the A main, but busted that suspension piece on the last lap, and Davenport was just so fast that night. So, but I mean, if I think if Kyle just started qualifying better, then he would be one of the fastest cars out there and just make his life easier going forward.
Yeah, Kyle did have trouble both nights in qualifying. I think he got into the wall both nights. He um, had to start in the rear. Actually went through the B main on the second night, but I mean, Kyle did look like he was driving the wheels off that thing in the feature on night two, despite the suspension piece breaking on the last lap. I think he was up to sixth or seventh there at the end, but I don't know if he would have had anything for Superman Jonathan Davenport. He looked like he was on a roll there.
Yeah, he was just insanely fast. There's really no catching up to him. But like I said, if Kyle kind of started up there a little more, he started 18th on Saturday, finished 17th after that broken suspension piece. But I think if he started a little more up in the field, then he maybe would have had something for Davenport, seeing that how he made his way through the field. Starting 18th and like you said, ultimately getting up to that 6-7 range before the broken piece. I mean, if anyone had anything for him that night, I think it was Kyle if he was starting up there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Um, Another thing I wanted to ask you about, or just kind of touch on, I remember you said the other day that you saw Cliff Daniels there at the track. I just think it's so cool that Cliff is kind of involved with some of Kyle's dirt stuff too, and gets out there to the track and watches that side of things too, because it is such a big part of Kyle Larson, the driver. Um, Having the balance between NASCAR and dirt, and it's just cool to see Cliff get out there and kind of get involved with it.
Yeah, for sure. It was cool. He was real involved. He was helping fuel up the car there in the pits. He was, checking out the tires and everything. And yeah, it's just an important piece for the crew chief to have a good relationship with the driver, and it just helps with the chemistry on the track on race day.
Yeah, I agree there. I mean, it's just you really. I don't think I've seen. I mean, obviously, we don't get to see the lives of many NASCAR drivers. Kyle lives a life where he's at the track most of his days, but I mean, I don't think that there are a lot of driver and crew chief duos that are as tight as Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson are right now. So that means good things for the HendrickCars.com number five team moving forward in this 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. So, is there anything else you wanted to talk about as far as All Tech, Dylan?
Not too much all tech, like I said. Had a great time, and I plan to attend some more dirt races.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hitting up some races this summer, and I'm glad you were able to get a good taste of dirt track racing, and really just I think it was a great race, even though Kyle didn't have the best results on that second night. So kind of moving on to the results of Talladega. Like I said, Kyle cracked the top five for the first time in his career at Talladega this past weekend. I think all in all, it was a pretty solid race for Kyle. I think he had a chance to win at the end, and that's pretty much all you can ask for in these super speedway races.
Yeah, he ran top 10 area whole race, so it was nice to see him, stay at the front of the pack, and he led the second most laps with 32 behind his teammate William Byron. And yeah, the Chevys definitely seemed better than usual in the super speedway. They kind of impressed me, but pretty solid race. Long green flag runs. I think I saw something that it was the longest green flag run in 18 years, so pretty crazy. But we only had a few crashes. We had the one big crash, but I mean, no crazy crash at the end like usual Talladega fashion. We saw a little bit of controversy with Bush and Larson, but at the end of the day, it's Talladega, and Larson kind of had the inside taken away and was forced to go outside. And I just think if he went back inside, there he would have wrecked the entire field. So at the end of the day, it's Talladega, and the result is the result.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes those last lap incidents just happen there at Talladega, and I don't really think there's anything you can do to stop it. Everybody's kind of going for the same thing. Everybody has that win in mind, and unfortunately, just a part of super speedway racing there with the torn up race cars. I think Kyle kind of thought that run on the top. I mean, I think Kyle, if he had stayed on the bottom there, I think that run up top that Kurt Busch got, I think Kyle kind of underestimated that run that Kurt had on the top there, and Eric Jones probably would have had to block Kurt Busch on the top side, and if Larson stayed on the bottom where he was and didn't really move, I think he probably could have had a good chance of winning that race because that's where Chastain was. Chastain just stayed on the bottom, just kind of minded his own business and cruised by for the win. So I think Kyle will learn from this race. I think he's obviously a smart guy, and it's nice to see him finally up there though, contending for a win at one of these super speedways.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said off stream, I mean, these guys they're running what 190 mile per hour, and they just got to make the split decision in an instant. And I mean, Kyle said in his post race interview, he ran basically perfect all race, and just the little thing at the end, it kind of ruined his day. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, he ran very well. Eric Jones there, he was very fast all day, and he was kind of going through with Lars's momentum when he moved. Eric Jones kind of lost some momentum, and yeah, just a little crazy there at the end. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the win after running so good all day. But on to the next.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think the biggest takeaway from Talladega was that, I mean, it was just another great points day for Kyle and the five team. I mean, it's been an up and down season. We've touched on that a lot over the past couple months, but I think we're starting to stack some really good finishes in a row here, and going into Dover this weekend, I think Kyle has a good chance to continue that streak of top fives he's started here.
Yeah, for sure. Going into Dover, I'm really liking his spot here. I'm gonna go out and read off his Dover stats for everyone that stays in tune with our post. The stat post for Dover will come out tomorrow on Thursday. He has 13 starts, 880 laps led, seven top fives, 10 top tens. His average start is 7.5. His average finish is 7, and he has no DNFs. And he actually won there in 2019. He finished top 3 at Dover in the past 3 years at Dover, and he's the favorite to win going to Dover with a plus 450 chance to win, which means if you bet $100 on him, you would win 450. Larson is followed by all three Hendrick teammates, Byron and Elliott being plus 900 and Bowman being plus 1,000.
Yeah, those stats are surprising. You'd think that with that good of stats, you might have another win or two there, but maybe that's coming this weekend at the track. I know I'm excited for the race this weekend. We're all going to be there, and looking forward to attending a NASCAR race for the first time in a long time. I don't know when the last time I was at a NASCAR race, it was at Dover, but it was maybe 6 or 7 years ago, maybe longer than that. I was little, so it's going to be good to get back there at the track and see some NASCAR racing.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna try to get out another on location video. Those have been doing pretty well. The Port Royal one did very well, and as I said, just did the All-Tech one that we uploaded the other day. So hope to continue the on locations and attending some more NASCAR races and dirt races as the time goes on.
Yeah, and we might have a little surprise in our on location video at Dover this upcoming weekend. So just stay tuned for that. Just some exciting stuff going on for Larsonland.
Yeah, definitely. And kind of want to switch gears a little bit here. We saw today at the time of this recording on Tuesday that Larson is running two races with Xfinity and Junior Motorsports. This will be the first time Larson has ran with Junior Motorsports since 2015 in the Camping World Truck Series, and he will race at Watkins Glen on August 20th and Darlington on September 3rd. And this is the first Xfinity start since 2018. And in 2018, he had a very impressive 4 wins in 6 races, and the 2 races he didn't win were results of a crash and engine trouble. But excited to see him in that car for tracks he's been good at. He picked up the win at Watkins Glen in the Cup last year, and then the back-to-back second place finishes at Darlington. And we all remember his iconic video game move on Hamlin at Darlington, where he sent it for the win, but he ultimately finished second in that race.
Yeah, it's funny you said something about that. I was just thinking about that today as I saw that announcement come out. That kind of just thinking back on that Darlington race. So I don't know how that works. So I don't know if that's a is that Darlington race a playoff race for Xfinity? Because I thought that the Cup guys couldn't run playoff races.
Yeah, I don't think they can. It might be regular season. I'm not too sure. It's the Darlington is on September 3rd and the Watkins Glen is on August 20th, like I said. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I know you obviously can't run for points and they can't run playoffs. So
Right. Yeah, because I just thought I remember last year because I was thinking about that Darlington race from last year, and that was like the first race of the playoffs for the Cup Series. So it might be like the last race before the playoffs for Xfinity or something like that. But either way, I think Kyle. I think he's shown that he's been really good in the Xfinity Series in the past, driving for Chip Ganassi and did a lot of double duty races back in the day there because obviously wasn't able to run as much dirt stuff. But yeah, just having that opportunity to see the track a little bit of extra time, getting a whole extra race in those 2 days should be really beneficial. I think especially at Watkins Glen road course never can have enough laps of practice on a circuit like that, and just really looking forward to seeing Kyle do some extracurricular racing.
yeah, it's cool for all of Hendrick. As I mentioned, Byron and Elliott are also running in those races. Elliott's running one and Byron's running the other two. So yeah, it will hopefully we see some improvement in the results for these races they're running, as you said. Deeming it beneficial, getting some more practice out there for the Cup race, see the track, and get the feel of how the race will run. So hopefully, a good outcome like Kyle got in Cup at those racetracks with the Xfinity.
All right, so moving on a little bit to the rest of the weekend for Kyle. Obviously, going to be a busy weekend at Dover, but also Kyle is doing double duty on Friday night and Saturday night with the World of Outlaws. He's going to be running the World of Outlaws sprint car and the late model. Um, I don't know if Kyle's ever done this before. I don't think he has, but man, this is going to be an awesome 2 nights of racing there at Bristol on the 29th and the 30th. You can catch all that action on Dirt Vision as usual. But Dylan, I mean, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, I think this is going to be something crazy to watch. Somebody that's doing double duty.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. He has had a very busy schedule. This weekend All-Tech, then traveling back and forth to Talladega, and then he's got Eldora, Brownstown, and then coming up, we have Bristol Dirt, Dover, Bristol Dirt again. So it's just a lot to manage. Insane that he's kind of going back and forth all this time. But yeah, the double duty should make for some interesting racing. See how he reacts in the different cars and everything. It's a lot to manage, and hopefully gets a good outcome.
Yeah, so I mean, Kyle's obviously seen the Bristol Dirt 3 times already this year. He was fourth the first night he ran with XR, and then 21st on that second night, but started up front and obviously broke at the beginning of the race that night before they even got going. And then he was fourth with the Cup Series. Obviously, doesn't transfer over much, but yeah, I expect Kyle to do good in all four of those races, both sprint car and both late model nights, and even last year when he ran with the World of Outlaws sprint cars, he finished sixth that one night that he did run. So I do expect him to do pretty good this weekend, as it is going to be his third weekend at the Bristol Dirt Track, and it's going to be nice to see him in the sprint car for the first time since his win at the Tulare Thunderbolt.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the sprint car. That's definitely something I'd like to see in person after seeing the late model. But yeah, hopefully it helps. He's seen the Bristol Dirt before. The second night in the late model, he was very fast before the mechanical failure. So hopefully that kind of transfers over. I believe he was running the top, and he was very fast at the top of Bristol Dirt that night. But yeah, hopefully it transfers over. He's seen the track before, and he has a good night there.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to Bristol. Looking forward to Dover at the track. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about specifically on the show today, Dylan?
No, that should be it. I mean, we've covered his schedule and everything. He's got a lot of races coming up, so everyone stay tuned with the Instagram stories, Facebook stories, Twitter, all the posts, and stay up to date with all the info and all the races.
Yeah, guys. As always, we appreciate the support. We see it every single person liking the pictures, commenting, doing whatever. It's really appreciated, and you know, we're gonna continue to keep pushing out the best content we can. So, as you can see on the screen, if you're watching this on YouTube, I do have the schedule pulled up. Like I said, Bristol Dirt on Friday night in the late model and in the sprint car. That's going to be at 5:45 p.m. on Dirt Vision, and then Saturday practice and qualifying at Dover on Fox Sports 1 in the morning on that Saturday, and then Saturday night he'll go back to Bristol for sprint car and late model race there, and that is again at 5:45 p.m. on Dirt Vision, and then on Sunday um, at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Sports One, there will be the Duramax Dryden 400 at the Dover Motor Speedway. So the race distance for this weekend, the Cup race is 400 laps, which is 400 miles at the Monster Mile. The stage distances will be 120 laps in stage 1, 130 laps in stage 2, and 150 laps in the final stage. Like I said, it could be seen on Fox Sports 1. The radio broadcast will be on MRN and Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Um, Obviously, just can't wait for that race this Sunday. Dover is just an awesome track for Kyle statistically, as you touched on, Dylan. So really expecting a good result there. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in and listening to the show. If you have any topics you would like us to cover next week, please leave a comment down below. We're always open to talking about anything that you guys want us to talk about. We're always looking for different stuff to discuss on the show. Um, so if you're listening on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Um, as always, check out the links in our description for some awesome Kyle Larson Facebook groups. And we will be back again next Wednesday to recap this weekend's race at Dover, as well as all the dirt racing on Kyle's schedule. As we're recording this, the Eldora race is going on, Brownstown race coming up. All this, a lot of busy racing for Kyle Larson. So we'll be back next Wednesday to recap all of that. So if you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please follow our podcast so you don't miss a thing. Have a great rest of the week, everyone, and enjoy the on-track action over the next week. We will see you in the next episode.